Hello, dear friends. In my previous lecture, we were discussing on the auspicious vision by Rabindranath Tagore. We have seen that Kanti Chandra entered in the campus of Navin Banerjee, who saw a beautiful girl which he has seen on the bank of that river. A grey cat, its four paws on her knees, was looking eagerly at the bird. The birds also were in her hand. She was taking care of that bird's beak, cleaning the beak. And every now and then the cat tries to come closer to that bird. So that girl kept it in a warm tap on the nose of that cat. This little picture set in the peaceful midday surroundings of the householder's yard instantly impressed itself on Kanti's sensitive heart. All this picture impressed Kanti Chandra. The checkered light and shade flickering beneath the delicate foliage of the leaves of that jijif bush played on the girl's lap. So all these leaves of that small jijif bush playing on the girl's lap. Not far off, cow was chewing the cud and lazily keeping off the flies with slow movements of its head and tail. This is a usual picture we generally see in cattle shed. The north wind whispered softly in the rustling bamboo thicket. Small wind, a slow wind is blowing there. The sound of that slow wind you can hear. And she, who had dawned on the river bank, had looked like a forest queen. She was looking like a forest queen. Now in the silence of noon showed the eager pity of the divine housewife. Kanti, coming in upon her with his gun, had a sense of intrusion. He felt like a thief caught red-handed. Kanti has a gun in his hand, and like a gun-handed person, he feels that the thief, means that girl, is caught red-handed. He longed to explain that it was not he who had heard the door. He wanted to explain that he did not hurt that door. The door which is in the hand of that girl, and she was taking care of that door. As he wondered how he should begin, there came a call of Sudha from the house. There is a dilemma from where he should start to speak. Meanwhile, somebody announced the name of the girl, Sudha. The girl jumped up. Sudha, came the voice again. Once again, from the inside of that house, somebody called Sudha once again. The girl jumped up She took up her dough and ran within. The dough which is in her hand, she took up properly and ran within. Perhaps she might have seen that Kanti Chandra, along with his gun, is there before her. Sudha, thought Kanti, what an appropriate name. Kanti heard twice the name of that girl, Sudha, and he thought that what an appropriate name, Sudha. Kanti returned to the boat, handed his gun to his men, and went over to the front door of the house. He found a middle-aged Brahmin with a peaceful, clean-shaven face. Kanti returned to his boat, put up that gun and handed over that gun to another person, and once again he went over to the front door of that house, of Sudha's house, where he found middle-aged Brahmin with a peaceful, clean-shaven face, seated on a bench outside, and reading a devotional book. Some devotional book was in the hands of that Brahmin, and which he was reading. Kanti saw in his kindly, thoughtful face something of the tenderness that shone in the face of the maiden. Some thoughts are going on in the mind of Kanti Chandra. The same tenderness and same kind and thoughtful expressions are there on the face of that Brahmin, which he has seen already on the face of that lady on the bank of that river. Kanti saluted him and said, "May I ask for some water, sir?" Kanti demanded a water. "I am very thirsty." The elder man welcomed him with eager hospitality and, offering him a seat on the bench, went inside and fetched with his own hands a little brass plate of sugar wafers, and a metal vessel full of water. Metal vessel he brought with him of water and handed over to Kanti Chandra. Along with sugar vapors are also there. Hospitality is a prime one. Very honestly, that Brahmin welcomed Kanti Chandra. After Kanti had eaten and drunk, the Brahmin begged him to introduce himself. The Brahmin requested him to introduce himself. Kanti gave his own name, his father's name, and the address of his home, and then said in the usual way, "If I can be of any service, sir, I shall deem myself fortunate." "Do you want any help?" Kanti Chandra asked to that Brahmin. "If I will be a useful person for you, that will be fortunate for me," he said. "I shall require no service, my son," said Navin Banerjee. Navin Banerjee is the name of that person who is a Brahmin and who is now speaking with Kanti Chandra. Navin Banerjee replied that, "I shall require no service, my son. I have only care at present. There is only one thing that I am worried about. Fortunately, Kanti asked, "What is that, sir?" "It's my daughter," said that Brahmin, Sudha, "who is growing up." Kanti smiled as he thought of her babyish face, "and for whom I have not yet been able to find a worthy bridegroom." The basic worry of any father here expressed by Navin Banerjee, because he has a daughter Sudha, and he has not yet been able to find a worthy bridegroom for her. "If I could only see her well married, all my debt to this world would be paid. Once she married to a worthy person, then nothing to worry about the life, and it will be as all the debts of my life would be paid. But there is no suitable bridegroom here, and I cannot leave my charge of Gopinath here. I searched elsewhere, but I didn't find any suitable bridegroom for my daughter Sudha. And I cannot leave my charge of Gopinath here to search for a husband elsewhere. If you would see me in my boat, sir, we would have a talk about the marriage of your daughters." This is the reply of Kanti Chandra. He said that if you would see me in my boat, there is a boat, and if you come there and see me in that boat, we would have a talk about the marriage of your daughter. So saying, Kanti repeated his salute and went back. Once again he saluted to that person, Brahmin person, Navin Banerjee, and went back. He then sent some of his men into the village to inquire, and in answer heard nothing but praise of the beauty and virtues of the Brahmin's daughter. Kanti Chandra sent some men to inquire about that girl, Navin Banerjee's daughter, and in response, he received such kind of information that the girl is very good, very beautiful, along with good virtues. When next day the old man came to the boat on his promised visit, the visit is already decided. The visit is already finalized by Kanti Chandra. So the old man, that Brahmin person, came to his boat. Kanti bent low in salutation. Once again Kanti Chandra saluted to that Brahmin and begged the hand of his daughter for himself and requested that he wanted to marry with your daughter. The Brahmin was so much overcome by his undreamed of piece of good fortune. For Kanti not only belonged to a well-known Brahmin family, but was also a landed proprietor of wealth and position, that at first he could hardly utter a word in reply. Kanti Chandra not only belongs to a Brahmin family, but a wealthy person. And after seeing all these things, the Brahmin shocked. He even can't believe the situation. He belongs to a well-known Brahmin family, and he has now no words to utter. He thought there must have been some mistake. He thought that there must have been some mistake, and at length mechanically repeated, "You desire to marry my daughter? You desire to marry my daughter?" Once again, that Brahmin asked to Kanti Chandra, because it is unbelievable thing. Kanti replied, "If you will design to give her to me, if you are ready to give your girl to me, I am ready to marry with her." "You mean Sudha?" Once again, Kanti Chandra asked, Brahmin asked. Kanti Chandra replied, "Yes. But will you not first see and speak to her? Don't you think that you should first speak with that girl?" Kanti, pretending he had not seen her already, said, "Oh, that we shall do at the moment of the auspicious vision." He said that, "I will do that. I will speak with your daughter on the auspicious occasion." First time this auspicious vision, the word, comes here. We will see remaining part of the extract afterwards in my next lecture. Till then, thank you.